Viewers, remember the narrative spun by the opposition after the general elections? It was one of skepticism. They mocked a weakened BJP, a so-called 240 government, 240 Sarkar, that would be dependent on the whims of allies like Nitish Kumar and Chandrababu Naidu. They painted a picture of a diminished Narendra Modi, a leader at the mercy of coalition politics, his authority diluted, his resolve shackled. But viewers, what have we seen so far? A complete opposite. As the Modi government goes ahead with its Waqf reform push, the ecosystem narrative lies in tatters. It's crumbling by the minute. Viewers, the Waqf bill, a bold and decisive reform push, stands as an example of Modi government's unwavering resolve. Far from being a government on life support, this Mazboot Sarkar has demonstrated its ability to tackle entrenched issues with clarity and courage, even in the face of coalition dynamics. The Waqf reform push, viewers, is not just a policy move. It's a statement that underscores that Modi 3.0 is not or won't surrender to political headwinds. But viewers, the opposition, blindsided by this display of strength, has scrambled to regroup. The Waqf bill set back in the Lok Sabha has rattled them completely. Rahul Gandhi has resorted to crying unconstitutional without substance, misleading the public with half-truths and fear-mongering. Sonia Gandhi has accused the BJP of bulldozing the bill through parliament. It's a charge that conveniently ignores the democratic process the bill has undergone so far. Viewers, this is not leadership, it is desperation. A refusal to accept the reality of a government that commands both numbers and intent. The ecosystem that props up this opposition is equally in denial. For months, they peddle that, the line that Modi's mandate was fragile, that his allies would pull the rug from under him. Yet here we are. Nitish and Naidu have stood firm alongside the BJP, enabling this reform to take shape. The Waqf bill's journey so far is not a sign of a government at the mercy of others. It is proof of a coalition aligned on a vision, driven by a leader whose authority remains unchallenged. Viewers, this is the truth the opposition cannot face. Modi government is not just surviving, it is thriving. The Waqf reform is a slap in the face to those who doubted its mettle. A reminder that a Mazboot Sarkar does not bend or fear or falter under pressure.
देश का अभिमान मोदी भाई है।
वक्फ प्रॉपर्टी होता है, इसका मैनेजमेंट, इसका क्रिएशन और इसका बेनिफिशियरी ये नॉन मुस्लिम के अलावा कोई और हो, किसी के पास हो ही नहीं सकता है। मुस्लिम के पास ही रहेगा, कोई नॉन मुस्लिम इसमें हस्तक्षेप नहीं कर सकता है।
Waqf property also, it was done motivatedly, politically, to divide the country, but one day they will go away and the other government will come, and that time must remember there will be another amendment and it will be passed in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha.
आप फसाद कराने के लिए कागज मांग रहे हैं, आप फसाद कराने वाले हिंदू हैं, हम सौहार्द फैलाने वाले हिंदू हैं, ये बुनियादी फर्क है।
शायद वो भोले भाव से गलत इंफॉर्मेशन सदन के सामने रख रहे हैं। ट्रिब्यूनल का फैसला होता है, वो फाइनल होने के चांसेस 99% हो जाते हैं। जिनकी भूमि है, इसका अधिकार जाता रहता है। मान्यवर, एक गलत फहमी फैला रहे हैं।
आपका भाषण ये आपने सब देख कर मुझे लगा आप हिंदू पाकिस्तान बनाने जा रहे हो।
मुस्लिम भाइयों का बहुत नुकसान हुआ है और जमीन भापियाओं ने बहुत इसमें से मलाई खाई है। मुझे लगता है कि कांग्रेस पार्टी इन मलाई खोरों से दूर रहे। हालांकि रहना मुश्किल है।
नरेंद्र मोदी ಅವರಿಗೆ, ಅಮಿತ್ ಶಾ ಅವರಿಗೆ
Let's open this up. Shazia Ilmi, national spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Tushar Gupta, Mr. Sarvanand, spokesperson of the DMK. Tariq Khan, national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party. Kamruzaman Chaudhary ji, Rajiv Riaz Pratapgadi, both political analysts. कमरुज़मान जी, पहले ही आपने हाथ उठा दिया. अभी तो डिबेट शुरू ही नहीं किया मैंने, पहले ही उठा दिया आपने. कोई पॉइंट ऑफ ऑर्डर है तो बताइए.
नहीं, बिफोर वी स्टार्ट, just a small request to you, Pranish. I have been attending your debates. Number of debates I've attended, and every time, whenever a sensible topic comes up or a sensitive topic, you seem to side with the BJP. You don't let us directly put our points in front of you. So please tonight at least
that
let
is
us
not
speak.
true. ये आप क्या बोल रहे हैं?
To you. Always you seem to be interfering. No, interfering with us, with us making a point, giving unlimited time to the BJP and the ecosystems. This thing, I think tonight at least give us some time to put our point. And if you may I ask one simple question to the बीजेपी
मैं बस उससे पहले ये बता दूं सर, आप जो बोल रहे हैं कि टाइम नहीं मिलता, वो दूसरी तरफ से भी यही आरोप लगता है कि उनको बोलने देते, हमें टाइम नहीं मिलता. मैं तो सर बीच में फंस जाता हूं, मुझे ये मत कीजिए प्लीज. कभी कभी होता है, बट नथिंग इज इंटेंशनल. समटाइम्स इन द फ्लो ऑफ द डिबेट सम थिंग्स हैपन, बट इट इज नेवर इंटेंशनल. आई होप you understand what I'm trying, or you're trying to say, or where I'm coming from. But आप बोलिए सर, you wanted to ask something. चलिए आप शुरू कीजिए, बोलिए.
No, just that you are an anchor, a very wonderful anchor. But this debate is between the Bharatiya Janata Party, the ecosystem, and the rest of the country. So my direct question will be to the BJP spokesperson out here, my dear friend Shazia ji out here. I've got a simple doubt in the entire list of points that are there, which I find very problematic and objectionable. But one simple question I want to ask her. What is the definition of a practicing Muslim, and who will be able or eligible to make a waqf, create a waqf? What is the definition of the 5 years? Where do I get the certificate whether I have offered 5 times a namaz a day, whether I have observed 30 days a roza, where I am paying that zakat, whether I have gone to Hajj? Who will certify me that I am a practicing Muslim to make a waqf? Will Shazia Ilmi ji please define this particular definition of who is eligible to create a waqf? And why this draconian provision has come in?
Okay.
What is the ulterior motive out here?
Let's get a response. I promise, sir, मैं बीच में नहीं बोलूंगा. This is between you and the BJP spokesperson.
So, yes, this is Congress spokesperson versus BJP spokesperson. Kamruzaman ji, you spoke exactly for 3.5 minutes. I hope you will do the courtesy of listening to me for at least 2 minutes. I find it very interesting that the same Kamruzaman ji, who once asked me and told me that I wasn't a good Muslim, and you even said कि तुम्हें तो सूरे फातिहा ही नहीं पता होगी, तुम तो बीजेपी में हो, आज बात कर रहे हैं कि कौन सर्टिफिकेट देगा. कम से कम ये तो तय हो गया है कि आप नहीं देंगे सर्टिफिकेट उन मुसलमानों को जो भाजपा में है, और ये नहीं कहेंगे कि वो सूरे फातिहा जाते हैं, या फिर चारों कुल जाते हैं जानते हैं, या 3 कुल जानते हैं, या फिर वो नमाज जनाजा पढ़ा सकते हैं. आप एक बात को, क्योंकि सारी बातों को लेकर every clause, every misgiving, every fear has been totally smashed and made clear by all the leaders of BJP. So now you don't have much to say. You know very clearly that you were working against the interests of Muslims. You know very well that finally it will be, the Waqif will be a Musliman, Mutawalli will be a Musliman, because Waqf is about Awqaf. But now you want to pick on this point that don't you think that the Waqif and the Mutawalli should be a Muslim? Now anybody can become a Muslim. No, I'm answering. I know. I just remembered because it came from you many days back, and there was a fellow journalist, a Muslim, who told you, please don't go into the business of giving certificates or taking away certificates from Shazia Ilmi and others, because the same will happen to you. I just remembered it, so I thought I'd just remind you of it. But let's move away from that and get into brass tacks of the bill. Now, whoever is going to give waqf to a waqif, to a haqdar or a gharib will be obviously a Muslim. Now if somebody says that, oh, I am not a Muslim but I want to give it, as was the case in 95, and there could be non-Muslims also who could be benefactors, so to speak. So anybody who's known to be a Muslim will be doing it. There's no certificate to be given, sir. I think you've taken this too far कि कागज नहीं दिखाएंगे चाहे सीए की बात हो, अब हमसे कागज मांगे जा रहे हैं. That is yet another of the huge rumor that and complete rabble rousing that Gaurav Gogoi was doing, and you've heard the answer. Now tell me, Mr. Kamru Sama, what problem do you have here if the property that is meant for Waqf, for Garib Muslim, for Awqaf and Insaf is actually being given to them? If there is actual management of the same property being done in a transparent manner, with proper audits, with transparency and with digital records, I don't understand. You can't find fault with any of them. So the new thing you've come up with, who will give me a certificate? Nobody is asking for a certificate and nobody is getting any. So do not stretch it, because you know every other clause that you talked about and all the points of rumor mongering have fallen flat. This bill is being hailed by all those who are poor Muslims, because so far Pasmanda Muslim or 85% of the Muslim community was never represented by you. So finally they're waking up to the reality that there is somebody here who will look into their interests, because the idea of Waqf is to benefit them. So those are also Muslims, my dear Kamru Sama Saab. जो मुसलमान औरतें होती है ना, वो भी मुसलमान हैं. जो पसमंदा मुसलमान है वो भी मुसलमान है, और जो बिल्कुल आर्थिक तौर से गरीब मुसलमान है ना, वो भी मुसलमानी है. So it's good, isn't it, that finally Waqf will be working for them. That is the whole idea of Waqf. And finally there will be accountability in terms of where the money is going and coming. And we will finally talk about schools and charitable hospitals and shelter homes. And yes, basic education and skilling for our poor Muslim brothers and sisters. So I think, Kamru Zaman Saab, I think you care. You care for India, you care for the community. I think you will join me together and we will hail this new beginning. And you will stand with the poorest of the poor right now and say, yes, I hail this act, and it was much needed, because all of us are tired of the rampant corruption and all the stories of mismanagement that we keep hearing.
कमरू जमान जी, मैंने ना बीच में बोला ना जवाब दिया. आपने शुरू में बोला कि मैं शील्ड करता हूं, उनको जवाब देता हूं. मैंने कुछ नहीं बोला. आर यू कन्विंस्ड विद द आंसर, सर?
I hope the world is not convinced, because इस सवाल का जवाब है ही नहीं है. ये वेस्टेड इंटरेस्ट को लेकर ये लेकर आया ये बिल. बट माय सेकंड फॉलोअप क्वेश्चन, you are in government, Shazia ji, in Uttarakhand, in Uttar Pradesh, in Maharashtra, in plenty number of states. आपने औरतों को हक दिलाने के लिए ये बिल लाया. एज पर योर लीडर्स इन द पार्लियामेंट, आप ये 3 स्टेट जो हमने गिनाया, उत्तराखंड, उत्तर प्रदेश, महाराष्ट्र, उसमें से कितना औरतों को आपने नॉमिनेट किया वक्फ बोर्ड में आज तक? सवाल दीजिए, यस और नो. हैव यू डन इट, यस और नो? दूसरा नंबर पॉइंट जो मैं बोलना चाह रहा हूं आपको,
एक सर, एक करके, एक मिनट, लेट हर आंसर दैट क्वेश्चन. आप पूछ रहे हैं कि व्हाट हैज द बीजेपी डन, हाउ मेनी विमेन इट हैज नॉमिनेटेड इन दीज 3 बोर्ड्स?
कब इन द वक्फ. कमरू जमा साहब, आपको इस सवाल के लिए मैं सलाम भी करती हूं, और मुझे लगता है बहुत जरूरी है सवाल आपने पूछा है. मुसलमान औरतों को भी जगह मिली जाए, वो अनिवार्य की जाए. इट शुड बी मेड और नॉट, इट शुड बी ऑब्लिगेटरी, इट शुड बी मैंडेटरी. That is the whole idea. If we have given less, yes, in Jammu and Kashmir we have a woman chairperson, and other places like in Uttarakhand for the first time a Pasmanda has been made a member of the Waqf board for the first time ever. So आप बिल्कुल सही सवाल पूछ रहे हैं, और मुझे लगता है अब जरूरी करना पड़ेगा. कोई सरकारें चाहें या ना चाहें, चाहे आपकी हो, हमारी हो, सपा की हो, आरजेडी की हो, किसी की भी हो, लेकिन अब तो ऑब्लिगेटरी हो जाएगा ना, अब तो हिस्सा बन जाएगा. तो आप सोचिए, अच्छी शुरुआत है ना, कि कम से कम अब गैर मुसलमान जो फाइनेंशियल, टेक्निकल और काम देखेंगे, क्योंकि वो मैनेजमेंट का काम देख रहे हैं, प्रशासनिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव काम देख रहे हैं, और महिलाओं की मौजूदगी वो भी पिछड़े समुदाय की है. आपको लगता नहीं कितना जरूरी होगा?
कमरू जमान जी, आप म्यूट पे, आप तब से लगातार बोले जा रहे हैं.
आपको मेरे साथ,
इज दैट क्वेश्चन आंसर्ड, सर? आर यू सेटिस्फाइड विद द रेस्पॉन्स?
No. Your learned viewers know how hypocrisy is exposed tonight. She could not reply to how a practicing Muslim will be defined. एंड दैट टू फॉर 5 years. अगर 1 साल में मुसलमान रहा, 50 साल में मुसलमान रहा, शाजिया इल्मी का क्या मेरे को डेली नमाज पढ़ के व्हाट्सएप मैसेज करता रहना होगा किरण रिजिजू को कि मैंने नमाज पढ़ ली आज 5 बार? व्हाट बेवकूफी वाला बिल लेकर आया. दूसरा नंबर, ये वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट का बात करते हैं. 11 मेंबर स्टेट बोर्ड में है, उसमें बोलता है कि 8 मेंबर जो है नॉन मुस्लिम हो सकता है. तो सोना का टेंपल में जो सोना है प्रणेश, और वक्फ का एक
देखिए कमरुज़मान जी, टेंपल सोना से आपको हमेशा से प्रॉब्लम रहा है. मैं वो किसी और दिन वो एड्रेस करूंगा. पहले मैं कर चुका हूं. अब प्रॉब्लम ये, मैं बोलूंगा फिर आप लोग सब तरफ से बोलते हैं कि बोलने नहीं देते बोलने. आज मैं सिर्फ सुनूंगा, सवाल पूछूंगा, आप लोग आपस में बात कीजिए. तारिक भाई को भी खुशी हो रही है. बट तारिक भाई, बिफोर आई कम टू यू, मिस्टर सर्वानंद, what is your take on what we've seen and heard so far?
See, our leader, Mr. A. Raja, laid bare the conspiracy of the BJP in the passing of this Waqf Act. It is based on a lie. They said in Trichurapalli, 1,000 acres of land belonging to a village has been taken over by the Waqf. The collector and the RDO, they came to the JPC and they clarified this. But in spite of that, they are still repeating these lies. And again, today, everybody are repeating the same lines that Waqf is claiming this land, Waqf is claiming that land. They even laid bare a lie that Parliament land is belonging to the Waqf is what the Waqf is claiming. This is how pathetic the BJP is trying to do. They don't want communal harmony. What is the purpose? What is the use of this bill? Is it going to improve the lives of the common man? Will it improve the economic status of this country? Will it ensure that the common man is less more burdened? Absolutely no use. Why are they bringing this bill? And you gave a great example why they wanted this bill. They brought this bill to show Mr. Modi is very powerful, that he is not at the mercy of the coalition partners. But look what's happening. Mr. Akhilesh Yadav raised a very, very valid point. What about the 4,000 square kilometers of land that has been taken away by the China? What are they saying? Why the Prime Minister?
Mr. Sarvanan, can I ask you just 2 questions, sir? With your indulgence, permission.
Yeah, let me. There is another important issue.
Just 2 questions. You were saying what is the benefit of this bill? On that, I want to ask you, what will the BJP benefit? Can you tell me how does the BJP benefit by pushing the Waqf reform? And the second question, sir, about, is that the HRNC department, what does it do when it controls the Hindu temples? And you were talking about your leader, A. Raja, laying bare something. He's laid bare the anti-Sanatan mindset of your party. I'm sure you're aware of what he said. Only adding to what was said earlier, that Sanatan is leprosy, AIDS, etc. Mr. Sarvanan, 3 straightforward questions. I hope you answer them.
Yes. Yeah, hope you will give me time, as pointed out by Mr. Kamran Zamrullah, so that you won't intervene or you will not cut me short. Please allow me the time. I will explain. You asked a very, very wonderful question. What will the BJP gain? The BJP will gain anything which the Muslim community opposes. If the Muslim community does not want something, the BJP will thrust it upon them, so that to show this Hindu Muslim. Apart from that, has the BJP done anything at all? See, Mr. Trump has imposed a tariff. Every other country worth its salt which wanted to oppose this tariff, they are conducting emergency meetings. And what is happening here? Oh, we stayed till 12 a.m. We stayed till 2 a.m. to do what? To pass a bill which is against the Muslim community. You were talking about the HRNC department. Very good, very well. In the Tamil Nadu HRNC department, only Hindus can be appointed. Unlike the bill which is here, which says even the Muslims, non-Muslims, people belonging to other community could be appointed to the Waqf board. And Mr. Abhishek Singhvi today pointed out the nominees, the Waqf board, the nominees would be 100% from the state government. Okay. What about the election? So far, this is not the case.
Now, Mr. Sarvanan, you see, by answering the 3 questions, you've only exposed yourself. You have a problem with the parliament working overtime late into the night. And then on the other hand, you say that the Modi government is dictatorial. They don't listen to anyone. Here, a democratic process is being followed by the government, but you have a problem with that. Then you are saying that, Muslim community, this is an attack on Muslim community. Is Shazia Ilmi not from the Muslim community? Is the Ajmer Chishti not from the Muslim community? Are the women who are thanking Modi not from the Muslim community? Or will Mr. A. Raja or someone else from your party decide who's from the Muslim community?
Yeah. See, you again asked a very, very pertinent question. You said, I have exposed myself. It is the conspiracy of the BJP that stands exposed. It is the evil design of the BJP that stands exposed today. We are asking, what is your solution to the common man's problem? Absolutely nothing at all. What about the tariff? What is the response? How are we going to respond to the tariff that is being imposed by Mr. Trump? You should.
We are having a debate on that also. I would love to. I would love to have you on that debate, and we'll discuss that, sir. But you see, on these pointed questions, you have no answer. Let's add some substance now. Let's bring in Tushar Gupta. Tushar, Rahul Gandhi says that this is anti-Muslim. Sonia Gandhi says the BJP is bulldozing. What is going on? A democratic process is being followed. If they don't have the numbers, this is what they say.
Good evening, Pranesh. Good evening to all my fellow panelists. Yes, this bill is anti-Muslim, but only if a pro-non-Muslim bill is assumed to be anti-Muslim. I'll tell you a very interesting thing, Pranesh. Before 2013, because Kamruzaman Chaudhary brought up that question, that how will you decode as to who's a Muslim and who's not? Before 2013, when the amendments were carried out in the final months of the UPA government in order to appease the vote bank, the definition of those who could perform the dedication to the Waqf was that anyone who professes Islam. Did Kamruzaman Chaudhary, a member of the Congress, then ask the Congress party that who will you define as someone who professes Islam? Nevertheless, the Congress in 2013 changed that definition to any person. Why did they change that definition to any person? To include non-Muslims, starting with Hindus, into this entire Waqf ecosystem. Pranesh, when we look at Waqf, we are not looking at any single clause. You have to look at 4 or 5 clauses together, and that is how they were working against the interest of non-Muslims, starting with Hindus. So when Kamruzaman Chaudhary says, "आप कैसे decide करोगे कौन 5 साल से मुसलमान है या नहीं?" बात यहाँ मुसलमान की नहीं है. बात यहाँ ये है कि 2013 के अमेंडमेंट में ये क्लॉज क्यों ऐड किया गया कि कोई भी व्यक्ति वक्फ को एक डेडिकेशन दे सकता है, जबकि वक्फ का डेडिकेशन तो मुसलमान से आता है, हिंदू से नहीं आता, जैन से नहीं आता, पारसी से नहीं आता, बुद्ध से नहीं आता, ईसाई से नहीं आता. दूसरी चीज, सेक्शन 40 जा चुका है. You know, Pranesh, all those debates we've had on the arbitrary powers of the Waqf, where they claim the village, where they claim the government office, not anymore. Section 40 is done and dusted. It was something that was present in the 1995 Act. It's gone. Section 104, gone. Section 108, 108A, gone. Section 107 has now been modified to include the Limitations Act of 1963. इन्हें दुविधा ये है कि वक्फ में जो एक क्लॉज ऐड हुए थे 1995 के एक्ट में, 2013 की अमेंडमेंट्स में, और बहुत स्ट्रेटेजिकली ऐड हुए थे टू फेवर वन साइड एंड वन साइड अलोन, they all have been omitted in the bill. The Waqf by user concept has been abolished. The government properties have been made an exception to the Waqf disputes and Waqf claims now, Pranesh. इतना सब काम हो चुका है, तभी तो ये तकलीफ हो रही है, तभी तो इनको लग रहा है हम वही सीए वाला नैरेटिव चलाएंगे कि देखिए तो एंटी मुस्लिम है. ये एंटी मुस्लिम बिल नहीं है, ये प्रो नॉन मुस्लिम बिल है, क्योंकि नॉन मुस्लिम्स का वक्फ से कुछ लेना देना कभी था ही नहीं.
Let's bring in Tariq Khan. Tariq भाई, आप कुछ नोट्स बना रहे हैं तब से?
I'm just writing down something. Very good. I'm really very happy that today you have given good time to everybody. Today I'll call it a question day. Means you have allowed everybody to ask question to BJP. I also have 2 questions. Only 2 questions, then I'll keep my mouth shut. Okay. According to this new law, Ummeed. It's not a ummeed, it's a greed. It's a greed of people of Bharatiya Janata Party to acquire the Waqf land. Point number 1. It's not a ummeed, it's a greed. for me. Okay. Now, according to this law, they says that there will be 4 non-Muslim members in the board. It's all right. I have no problem in a secular country like India. There could be 4 members in the board. Now, when I'm going through that bylaws of Ram Mandir Trust, there will be 15 members and all the members compulsory should be Hindu. I have no issue. But there will be 3 officers, 2 from the state government and 1 from the central government. They must be a IAS officer and must be a Hindu. Why? Why? And then if that person is not the collector, IAS is not a Hindu, their subordinate will be there. Why you are putting this question? I have another question.
Sir, एक करके करते हैं तारिक भाई. You asked one question. Let the BJP spokesperson answer that. Shazia Ilmi.
So what Mr. Tariq Bhai said are 2 questions, are his 2 opinions. His first opinion was that it is not Ummeed, it is greed. But actually this is against the greed of the earlier Waqf bodies and those chairpersons and the members who did precious little, including doing away with 20,000 acres of land which they acquired after 2013 and before 2025, making, though the registration was there for 20 lakh properties, can you imagine that it has come to 0 because they have all been leased out. So it was against the greed of the earlier system and the greed of the Muslim feudal lords, so to speak, which has actually been done away with. It was a slogan you coined. I don't think it was a very creative slogan and also didn't make any sense. So there wasn't a question there. Second thing, you said there are bylaws in the Ram Trust and various other bodies. There has to be only Hindus, which is members of the same religion. Can you tell me, Mr. Tariq Sahab, आप मुझे बताइए, is there any statutory body in India? Is there any statutory body in India which will choose its members on the basis of religion? You talk a lot about the constitution, you know, surely you as a constitutionalist or somebody who professes to be one should say that it's totally in line with the constitution that every statutory body should have people of all religions. This is exactly, we don't have separate electorate, do we? You could be a Hindu, I could be a Muslim, we could represent a whole constituency full of different religions and castes. So we don't have that in a country. Statutory bodies also ensure that. It's never happened before. So, and also I want to ask you, the dharmik kaam, mazhab ka kaam, religion ka kaam, namaz padhane ka kaam, imamat ka kaam, वो सारे और दरगाहों में काम करने का काम, इबादत की किसी जगह में कोई नॉन मुस्लिम नहीं होगा. प्रशासनिक काम, एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव काम, रजिस्ट्रेशन से रिलेटेड काम, वो काम जिसमें आप देख रेख रहे हैं, to ensure that you have more schools and madrasas, the building of which, the maintenance of which will be looked after by the board members. You don't have to be a Muslim or a Hindu. You have, like the position of a charity commissioner, you don't have to be anyone to
Kamru Zaman ji, I am coming to you. Rajiv Pratapgarhi तो अभी तक बोले भी नहीं है. तारिक खान, आपका दूसरा सवाल.
मुझे 30 सेकंड दीजिए. आप ये कह रही हैं कि उनका काम पूजा पाठ करने का नहीं है. ठीक है, चंपत राय जो सेक्रेटरी हैं वो पूजा पाठ करते हैं क्या वहां पर तो पुजारी रखे हुए हैं. अभी कुछ दिन पहले उनका देहांत हुआ, उसके बाद दूसरे पुजारी बनाए गए. तो क्या जो ट्रस्ट है उसका काम है मैनेजमेंट को देखना, पूजा पाठ नहीं करता है. ऐसे मस्जिद में भी है. तो आप उसको अगर कंपेयर कर रही हैं तो ये बात भी आएगी कि चंपत राय और ये जो निपेंद्र मिश्रा है ये लोग जाके वहां पूजा पाठ करते नहीं. उसी तरीके से जैसे मस्जिद के लिए नमाज पढ़ाने वाला अलग है, यहां भी दूसरा अलग है. तमाम किस्म की ज्ञान की बात की गई. आई जस्ट वांट टू आस्क कि ये जो उम्मीद है इनकी, इसका फुल फॉर्म क्या है? व्हाट इज द फुल फॉर्म ऑफ दिस उम्मीद? प्लीज, भारतीय जनता पार्टी से पूछ रहा हूं. आपने सब लोगों ने वक्फ बिल पढ़ा होगा ना, उम्मीद का फुल फॉर्म.
शाजिया इल्मी जी वो पूछ रहे हैं सीधा सवाल.
वो क्या अब हमसे ये कहना चाह रहे हैं कि राम मंदिर ट्रस्ट में क्योंकि चंपत राय जी हैं तो वो पुजारी का काम नहीं करते हैं? तो भाई साहब, स्टैट्यूटरी बॉडी भारत की कोई ऐसी है आप जिसको गिना सकते हैं जहां धर्म के आधार पर सरकार नॉमिनेट करती है, चाहे स्टेट की हो या सेंटर की हो? आप बताइए, एक भी स्टैट्यूटरी बॉडी का नाम गिनाइए आप. क्या ये स्टैट्यूटरी बॉडी है कि नहीं है? इट इज नॉट अ रिलीजियस बॉडी. It is a tribunal. It is for regulation, registration, to ensure that is being done in a transparent and a fair manner. That there is.
क्या हुआ तारिक भाई, क्या बोल रहे हैं? आपने
ensure
पूछा,
that all the
क्या आपने
revenue-
पूछा, वो जवाब दे रही हैं, तो आप क्यों ऊपर से क्यों बोल रहे हैं?
उम्मीद का फुल फॉर्म पूछ रहा हूं।
उम्मीद का फुल फॉर्म, शाजिया इल्मी, व्हाट इज उम्मीद?
उम्मीद का फुल फॉर्म, व्हाट इज उम्मीद?
आप बिल का नाम पूछना चाह रहे हैं, मैं भी बता देती हूँ व्हाट इज द फुल फॉर्म ऑफ उम्मीद, लेकिन आप पूछना क्या चाह रहे हैं मुझसे बताइए। आप क्या पूछना चाह रहे हैं? आप चाहते हैं मैं पूरे लफ्ज आपको पढ़ के सुना दूं उम्मीद के, ये चाहना चाह रहे हैं? आपने अभी भी कहा था कि उम्मीद इसलिए लाया गया है कि ग्रीड को हटाने के लिए। उम्मीद नाम है इस एक्ट का जो इंश्योर करता है कि बाकायदा एफिशिएंसी के साथ पूरा वक्फ बोर्ड काम करे, और ये नई उम्मीद है उन सारे सामंतवादी करप्ट भ्रष्ट लोगों के खिलाफ जिन्होंने लगातार वक्फ बोर्ड को इस्तेमाल किया है जाती जागीर के लिए, और उसके चलते कितने मुसलमानों को वो भला कर पाए हैं, वो बताएं आप।
दो बातें हैं प्रणेश। आई वॉज लिसनिंग टू तारिक खान। ये बात कल से उठ रही है कि वक्फ के बोर्ड कॉम्पोजिशन में नॉन हिंदूज क्यों होने चाहिए, ठीक है? तो फिर कोई ये सवाल भी पूछे कि जब वक्फ सेक्शन 40 का इस्तेमाल करके किसी प्रॉपर्टी को कहता था ये तो वक्फ की जमीन है या वक्फ की जायदाद है, वो भी तो नॉन मुसलमान की होती थी। इट यूज्ड टू बिलोंग टू हिंदूज, इट यूज्ड टू बिलोंग टू पीपल हु वर नॉन मुस्लिम्स। तो ये कैसी बात हुई कि आपको जमीन जब लेनी है तो वो नॉन मुस्लिम की चलेगी, पर जब बोर्ड का कॉम्पोजिशन डिजाइन करना है तो उसमें नॉन मुस्लिम नहीं चलेगा। दूसरी चीज, तारिक खान बहुत ईगर हैं कि राम मंदिर और वक्फ को कंपेयर किया जाए। साहब, मंदिरों पे सरकार का पूरा कंट्रोल है, मंदिरों के रेवेन्यू पे सरकार का पूरा कंट्रोल है। या तो आप कहिए वक्फ की हर एक प्रॉपर्टी सिर्फ रिलीजियस पर्पस के लिए यूज होगी, उस पर कोई और काम नहीं होगा जो आप प्रूफ नहीं कर सकते, पर अगर वहां रिलीजियस पर्पस के लिए ही यूज होनी है और उसको राम मंदिर से ही कंपेयर करना जाना है, तो क्या तारिक खान कह रहे हैं कि सरकार को मस्जिदों का कंट्रोल लेना चाहिए? मेरा सवाल है, मैं नहीं कह रहा ऐसा होना चाहिए, पर तारिक खान के लॉजिक के हिसाब से, क्योंकि उन्होंने राम मंदिर की बात करी, सरकार को क्या मस्जिदों के रेवेन्यू पर पहला हक होना चाहिए? Another thing, Pranesh, everyone has spoken about, sort of questioning the democratic ethos. No one is willing to say. तारिक खान जी से मेरा सीधा सवाल है, तारिक खान जी, सेक्शन 40 नए बिल में ओमिट कर दिया गया। आपको पता है सेक्शन 40 क्या है? सेक्शन 40 कौन से एक्ट में इंसर्ट किया गया था? मैं आपको फुल फॉर्म दूंगा, आप मेरे को एक्ट बताइए। आपको सेक्शन 40 का इंपॉर्टेंस पता है? आज वो सेक्शन 40 अगर हट गया है, वक्फ की आर्बिट्री पावर्स अगर हट गई है, उसमें किसका नुकसान है? कौन से मुसलमान का नुकसान है? मुझे बताइए। कल को अगर आर्बिट्री पावर यूज करके किसी गरीब मुसलमान का घर वक्फ प्रॉपर्टी बना दिया जाता था, तो आप किस मुसलमान को बचा रहे हैं, किस वक्फ को बचा रहे हैं, आप बताइए।
तारिक भाई
नहीं, आप उनको 3-3 मिनट दे रहे हैं, बोलने दीजिए ना। What is tribunal? What is tribunal? We have lots of tribunal. Green tribunal क्या है? डेप्ट रेवेन्यू ट्रिब्यूनल क्या है? इतना केसेस का बर्डन होता है, इसलिए ट्रिब्यूनल बनाई जाती है। ऐसा ही जो सेक्शन 40 था उसके द्वारा ट्रिब्यूनल बना दिया गया कि केस पहले वहां लेके जाइए। सिविल सूट से रोका गया था। आप बीच में नहीं, आप हाई कोर्ट जा सकते हैं, आप सुप्रीम कोर्ट जा सकते हैं। तमाम मामले हमारे सामने उदाहरण है। बाबरी मस्जिद वक्फ कोर्ट की थी, ज्ञानवापी का मामला कोर्ट में है, टीले वाली मस्जिद पे आपने मुकदमा कर रखा है। कैसे आप कह रहे हैं कि आप कोर्ट में जा सकते? हजारों मामलों में लोग कोर्ट गए। सिविल सूट और ट्रिब्यूनल इसलिए बनाई जाती है ताकि बर्डन को कम किया जाए। क्या सारे ट्रिब्यूनल को बंद किया जाएगा? आप ग्रीन ट्रिब्यूनल बंद करेंगे, डेप्ट रेवेन्यू ट्रिब्यूनल को बंद करेंगे, 14 ट्रिब्यूनल है। द इंपॉर्टेंस इज दैट देयर हैज बीन लॉट्स ऑफ बर्डन ऑन दिस ऑन द नॉर्मल कोर्ट्स, दैट्स व्हाई ट्रिब्यूनल हैज बीन फॉर्म्ड। किसी को उसको एक्सरसाइज करने से अपना जो डेमोक्रेटिक राइट है, जो उसको फंडामेंटल राइट मिलता है कि वो कोर्ट जाए, किसी को नहीं रोका गया। सिविल सूट का मामला था कि अगर प्रॉपर्टी का डिस्प्यूट है तो वो ट्रिब्यूनल में सॉल्व हो जाए, क्योंकि मामले इतने ज्यादा थे। आजादी के बाद से वक्फ बोर्ड के तमाम मामले थे जो सुलझ नहीं रहे थे, इसलिए ट्रिब्यूनल बना दिया गया। इसीलिए ग्रीन ट्रिब्यूनल बनी, इसीलिए डेप्ट रेवेन्यू ट्रिब्यूनल बनी कि बैंक का अगर कोई पैसा नहीं अदा कर पा रहा है तो ट्रिब्यूनल में चले जाए। बात
तारिक भाई, Mr. Sarvanan is saying that please let's have this debate in English, so that he also understands what's going on. I don't think he's complaining. It's a genuine thing. But Kamruzaman ji, you wanted to say something.
Yeah, basically, Pranesh, देखो, what happened tonight when I requested you at the start to please let us speak. Today, from my side, I asked 2 questions. Tariq Bhai asked a few questions. even they don't know the full form of Umeed, and they are coming to debate unprepared on a subject which is out of their syllabus. Basically, we saw in the parliament also a wonderful debate we are having. We did not have a majority. We did not have the numbers inside the parliament, both in the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. But you see the content of the debate, the government seems to be on the back foot. The motive, the intent of this Waqf amendment bill, the government could not explain to us any day till now. That the temple governing management body cannot have Muslims.
No, but you have not been able to explain the intent of the opposition in blocking this and in calling, the Prime Minister names or the minister names, who's endorsing the contents of the bill. Rajiv Riaz Pratapgarhi hasn't spoken. Mr. Pratapgarhi, why are people like Rahul Gandhi? But, why should I ask you about Rahul Gandhi? There are many people who will answer that question. You answer about what Mr. Owaisi did of this stunt of tearing the bill or symbolic tearing. What is he trying to do? Incite people?
Pranesh bhai, I'm a good listener. That's not a problem. I can continue to listen to my friends. But problem is somewhere else. Problem is cancer, and the government is trying to treat sinusitis. That is where the problem is. Shazia Almi Saiba was praising amendment law, but she was quoting that there was huge corruption earlier. And let me tell you, 1% people of this country hold 40% asset of this country. So this disparity, this is a major issue. This should be addressed by the government.
Okay.
But they have to do only Hindu Muslims. So Bharatiya Janata Party will not tolerate Dalits, leave Muslims. They don't have even a Dalit in Tirupati Balaji Mandir, Ram Mandir and anywhere else. She is talking about, I don't know what kind of illusion she is in, but BJP cannot do good for Muslims. They cannot tolerate. 75 years have gone by.
Let her answer that question. Shazia Ilmi ji.
So, everybody just heard what this person said. Something of what this gentleman said has been said by Kamrul Zaman Sahab also. कि किस तरह के मुसलमान हैं आप, यानी कि ये हैं सर्टिफिकेट देने वाले भाई साहब, ना तो कोई सर्टिफिकेट दे रहा है और अगर कोई मांगेगा तो कोई देने वाला भी नहीं है, क्योंकि कोई हवलदार अब दरोगा आप नहीं है, सुन लीजिए आप, और ना ही अल्लाह इसकी इजाजत देता है, ना ही संविधान देता है, तो आप सुनिए इस पे सबसे पहले। और जो आप इस बात कर रहे हैं ना, जो यूनिफाइड वक्फ मैनेजमेंट पूरा जो बिल है एफिशिएंसी और एम्पावरमेंट का, उसमें आपके बारे में बता दूं आपको, आप बताइए वही जो आप कह रहे थे ना, जो एनामलीज हैं, सिर्फ कुछ 1% लोग हैं, पूरा इतना ज्यादा लैंड पर कंट्रोल होता है। आपके पास इस बात का जवाब है कि बावजूद इसके कि सबसे बड़ी लैंड होल्डिंग है ये, इसके बावजूद देश का जो मुसलमान है इतना गरीब क्यों है? इसके पास जवाब नहीं है। ऐसा क्या कर लिया पहले 65 साल में कि मुसलमान तो बड़ा गरीब से गरीब होता गया, लेकिन गरीब की जो प्रॉपर्टीज थी वो बढ़ती चली गई और प्रॉपर्टी मैनेज वाले करने और अमीर होते गए, तब आपको फिक्र नहीं हो रही थी। और आप बहुत पिछड़ो।
Mr. Sarvanan is back with his placard. He's hiding his face. He says, please speak in English.
Mr. Sarvanan, we can speak in English and Hindi. The program is in English, so we should pay heed to that as well and speak in English. But the fact of the matter is that you all know that you have been exposed. What Congress is, this is the Shah Bano 2.0. You know where that led you, and you know where it's leading you. The Muslim today is asking for a better deal. You cannot treat Muslim like a political slave, which is exactly what you all have done. So let me tell you, my friends, now it is the turn of the 85% of the 14% community you have used so blatantly as your vote bank. No longer can you treat them like political slaves.
Mr. Sarvanan, answer that question.
Is it for me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. See, it is the BJP which is trying to divide this country on the basis of religion. if you look at the important bills they have passed, everything is again anti-Muslim. CAA, they let out the Muslim community from gaining a citizenship. Triple Talaq, they criminalized it, ensured that the Muslim men go to jail. And now this Waqf. And Waqf is definitely not for the benefit of the Muslims. It is to flex their muscles, to show, as you pointed out rightly, that I may have a government which does not a minority government. BJP may be in minority, but I will not let down this anti-Muslim rhetoric. That is the flexing of the muscles. And two people, Mr. Chandrababu Naidu and Mr. Nitish Kumar, the passage of this Waqf bill is squarely on their heads. They have to answer. It is they who go to the Muslim conclaves, proclaim that they will be their saviors. Even while speaking, the TDP member claimed that if this is
Mr. Saravanan, you see, I'll tell you that this argument is flawed because Muslims have come out to support this bill. So why are you only asking questions of Nitish Kumar and Mr. Naidu? Many Muslims have come out, sir. Now I know that people like Owaisi have dismissed them as Sarkari Muslim, etc., etc. You know what they are called. But that's besides the point. If the community or a section of the community is out on the streets welcoming the reform, who are we to sit in judgment and say who is the real Muslim? Let's not do this, sir. This is disservice to the community and to this reform push. I think we'll have to move on. Let's shift our attention.